people's decisions are like very important today, and that they should be listened to because governments aren't really listening to them right now.
I think that children of our age should be involved with decision making in Stormont.
The young people are the people of Northern Ireland today.
The 108 campaign was organised last year by Christopher Madden, Ellen Diver. Ellen Diver's here from Wimps, and Christopher Madden's 14, he's from Carrickfergus. They felt the young people in Northern Ireland weren't getting a say in what was happening in their own communities, and they all have their own views, everyone has their own views, but the young people are simply getting a bad name from the press, and these two wanted to change it. So they wrote a letter to Stormont, and they were able to organise the 108 campaign, which is where 108 young people went up to Stormont to meet with the junior ministers and propose it to them so that we could get a youth parliament. So far it's went quite well, and we are beginning to get a voice around Northern Ireland and what's happening. It was an amazing experience that day. There were so many young people in this little tiny room. It was amazing that we actually all fitted in there, but we all got a say, we all got our point across, and I felt that not enough was being done for the young people of Northern Ireland, that we weren't getting our say, that people were just judging us on the bad things that we do, whereas certain kids would get involved in work experience in UTV, in the media, going away on trips to Africa or whatever, cross-community projects. We weren't getting any of that in the media, and I felt that, right, well, we need to stand up for ourselves, we need to say what we want to change, and we need to get it done.
Young people should be involved in decision making because like in our own living environment we have to make our own decisions anyway, so we should be involved in what goes on in Northern Ireland and stuff.
It's important that we get some representation from the youth. I think we're living in quite an ageist society, you know what I mean, so I think it is important that the youth get some say in the matter.
I think that young people have really good views and that we should be involved in decision making, especially since most of the decisions made are about us.
We should have the ability to make some decisions, but overall government and everything should be able to make the final decisions, but we should have a say in everything because we are part of the community. So
we need to get more young people involved in decision making and within politics in general, because we need to get our voice heard.
Be involved in decision making in Northern Ireland because it is our country, and we aren't getting a say in it, and the fact that our government doesn't really care because this has happened a year ago and yet people still, nothing's been done about it. So it would be like your mummy granting you and having no say in it. It's the same thing, and no matter how many times people try and sell it, they need to listen to us because we're the future generation.
It was a real sort of backlash against the sort of myth that young people are not interested in politics, that they don't want to engage, because that's what's always said by politicians and people who are against young people participating fully, is that they're just not interested, they're apathetic about these issues. I think it's really important for young people to see where they fit in the model of engagement. If they can look at the political system and say, there is where I can fit in and make a difference, there is where my voice can be heard, then I think they'll be a lot more likely to want to get involved. It's very hard to look at a system and think I don't really fit in there and then still feel motivated to try and get involved. In countries like Scotland, where they have a Scottish Youth Parliament, young people are really empowered by the idea of people their own age out there working on issues that are important to them. Just for the sheer sort of shock factor that we actually managed to get over 100 young people to just stand there and sort of stand up for themselves. And there was a lot of feedback from politicians. I think it was unanimously positive. The politicians were just so ecstatic to see young people so actively involved, and the emails have been flying back and forth since, working on getting the consultation together so that we can make this idea a reality.
I think it's good to have their own choices, make their own choices and say whatever they want. I think it's very fair and very real.
I hope that it will become a lot more successful, and that around the whole of the United Kingdom more and more will come into effect, because I think it's a great idea that the young people are getting so involved.